step sideways on the mat. Turn your left foot in. I'm not mirroring you now. Turn your right foot out. So remember what I said. Now, when we learned triangle, we were taught to shove the hip over. And you can just even look at the body. Look what happens when I shove my hip over. There's a whole collapse that's happening here. So let the hip do what it's going to do, but don't do that extra reach. You don't need to. It's going to happen naturally. Lift both arms up. Get it good, Paula. Draw your ribs in. I want you to get it awesome, Stevie, and awesome, Meridian. I want you to be as tall as you can be. Don't even think about the idea of triangle. Just take the idea right out of your mind. All right, so everything's lengthening out. Both hands reaching to heaven. Now drop your right hand down, reach it to earth, reach your left arm to heaven. Really do that. Really find that idea. And are your legs going together or apart? You can experiment. Squeezing your legs in gives you one thing good, Marcia. Pushing them out gives you another thing. So see if one of those feels better. And then ask yourself, keep finding heaven and earth. Good, Julie. Do I even need to reach down my front leg? And if you want to, don't forget heaven and earth. Maybe you don't have to go as far. Don't forget heaven and earth. That's it, Eva Marie. That's it. And just notice what this variation of triangle is giving you. Gorgeous. Release. Turn your right foot in, turn your left foot out. I'm telling you what it's giving me. I felt like I was working really hard and I didn't have anything in my lower back. That's what's giving me. So forget the SAS hip. Pull your hips underneath you. Feel like your spine is growing out of your hips. Reach both arms up to the sky. If this bothers your shoulders, go wider with your arms. Find both hands finding heaven. In all of your standing lunge poses, you want this idea of the torso coming out of the pelvis, of going up to heaven. Everyone, now take your right hand down to earth. And stay in this variation. Experiment with feet together, feet apart. Find heaven and earth. Really find it for yourself in your own body. Awesome, Jackie. And then do you want to evolve it into some form of triangle? Do you need to? Don't forget heaven. Triangle, you want to go to earth. I know we all want to go to earth. Don't forget heaven. Especially in triangle pose for some reason. Come all the way up. Both hands to hips. Both feet turn forward. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Turn your right foot out. Bend your right knee. Hands stay underneath you, easier. Right hand to right foot. I'm using my right arm to open my right thigh, left arm to the sky. Little more challenging. Left arm to the sky is finding what? Right arm is finding what? Notice what just happened to your waistline when you found heaven and earth. Oh, good, Sid, you were really finding it. Hopefully you're okay. Deep breath in, full breath out. Now everybody bring both hands back down again. Make them comfortable. Shift into turning your left foot to the sky. Just shift into that. Deep Malasana squat. So hands supporting you obviously makes it more accessible. Good, Penny. Otherwise, you can wrap your right arm around your shin and hold hands with yourself and get the bind. Roll your chest open. Unwind your arms, use your hands. Slowly come back to neutral, both feet forward. Take a couple breaths. That's a deep, deep hip opener, deep inner thigh opener. So on side 2, I'm going to give us a little more specific breath work. Walk forward, turn your left foot out, exhale, bend your left knee, widen it out. Hands stay kind of underneath you. That's a little easier. Option 2, left hand right up against it, pressing your thigh open. Find heaven and earth with your arms. Really find it. Really nice. Everybody, both hands somewhere that feels just supportive. Don't worry about exactly where they need to be. Start to sit down, turn your right thigh or right toes up. Hands stay down, support. Right arm to the sky or to heaven, little more work. The bind, a little more of an opener and a balance challenge. Roll your shoulders back. So the liver meridian, I want you to think of sending emerald green light from your upper right thigh, through your inner right knee, down through the inside of your calf, into the space between your left big toe and middle toe. See if you can find those ideas visually or energetically or through your breath. Two more breaths. Release, come back through center to Prasarta Padottanasana, wide-legged forward fold. And in this position, walk your hands forward, make your spine long. Lift all of your toes up, and then press only your big toes down. All of your other toes up, only big toes down. Deep breath in. Lift your hips a little higher. Relax your other toes. Exhale, fold forward. Pausing in, wide-legged forward fold as an inversion. So if you'd like to take a headstand instead or a down dog instead, you could take a headstand or a down dog instead. Now those of you who are going to do a more vigorous inversion, you can do it quickly, you can take a longer time with it if you want to skip the standing balance pose. Those of us in wide-legged forward fold take 2 more breaths. Or if you're in dog, take 2 more breaths and come to the top of the mat. Or take a flow and then come to the top of the mat. Now, if you're in wide-legged forward fold, come forward, walk your feet in so they're closer underneath you. Bend your knees, ragdoll your spine up. Good, Julie. Okay. I'm going to mirror you now that I'm remembering. Ooh, maybe not. Oh, you know what? Ground your left leg, squeeze your left hip, find tree pose. See? I went into doing mode versus letting myself really find the pose. So I was wobbly. And then, of course, the balance pose du jour for this meridian, you get it from tree pose, but also Supta Padangusthasana B. Good, Paula, really good. Nice, Laura, really nice. Come down, hands to heart. Take a few check-in breaths. So it's that reactivity that throws off balance. Because this is me like, oh, tree pose. You know, like, oh, I'm supposed to. No, take your time. Find your foundation. Pull in. Find your foundation. Squeeze thighs together. Belly in. Then, once you feel strong and steady, evolve into tree pose. Then doing something like Padangusthasana B, if you've got the mobility in your hamstring, isn't that tall of an order because you're already all shored up like a tree. You're flexible, like the wood element, but strong. Mm-hmm. And release. Nice, Marcia. Really good work. Give yourself a couple breaths. Cool. So if you need to take a couple vinyasas, because I didn't really do a lot of that today, take a couple vinyasas. Otherwise, we're meeting seated. Now, both of these hip openers are challenging. The main reason why, in general, Baddha Konasana is taught before Upavista and why I would call it an easier pose is that your knees are bent, so you don't have to worry about the flexibility of your hamstrings. So that takes out one component that makes going forward a challenge. But say you can't go forward, it's just not happening for you. Then you make the pose more active by reaching your fingertips behind you, lifting your chest up, and actively pressing your outer thighs down. So this variation feels more lengthening, a little more arm work, and a little bit more like you're working the hips versus kind of letting uh, whatever gravity take over and softening. Either one. You might even start with the active variation and then come into the forward fold. If your knees are giving you a lot of feedback in the forward fold, make fists with your hands, elevate your shins so that your lower leg bone doesn't turn in a funky way. Because usually the knee stuff is coming from a slight misalignment between your upper leg bone and your lower leg bone in these kind of poses. So we want the upper leg bone is turning out, and we want the lower leg bone to turn out. And how we do that is we elevate the shin bone, and then we think of rolling the shin bone forward, not towards yourself, but away from yourself. And that gives the lower leg bone just a hint of external rotation, which helps congruency or healthy joint alignment in this case. Great. Rise up. So we've done a lot of prep for Upavista Konasana. You may be ready for it. Take a nice, long, wide-legged forward fold. However, for some of us, it's just not great. If you have a piece of furniture or a wall, great to do it with support. It's easier. You can also do it without the wall or furniture, just on your back. We did it earlier in the practice. And then those of you seated or on your back without the wall, if you're on the wall and you can just close out your practice on the wall, fabulous, because you got 5 minutes to really do a long hip opener. If you're seated or on your back, then your decision is going to be how long do you want to stay, and do you need a legs to the sky pose before Shavasana? So whatever you need to do coming into Shavasana, hanging out as Julie, hanging out in any of the poses that I suggested as your Shavasana. If the opening breath meditation helped to center you Do inhale 4, exhale 6, pause 4, do that 4 to 6 rounds. You're aiming towards a 5 full minutes of breath exercise. So throughout the practice, I've had you stop and do specific exercises. You're pretty close to 5 minutes, but that's a nice personal goal to help you with meditation and breath. If you have time to stay with your practice longer, do. Otherwise, meet me in a seat. When you're ready, take your time. Now, there's aspects I didn't talk about it in this practice, but if it really spoke to you in terms of the inner thigh and the feet and the toes and all of that, that makes it a very root chakra practice, a very grounding practice. If it was more about the eyes and having that vision and clarity, that makes it more of a third energy center practice. You're always working on all the energy centers. It's just what are we focusing on? So you may notice either a more grounded quality today or just a sense that your intuition is slightly more honed. If you are seated, inhale, reach your arms, lift your heart. Closing breath, hands to heart.